All right, guys, buckle up, because this right here might be the wildest twist yet in the Rampage Jackson saga. The son of UFC legend Rampage Jackson, the guy who went viral for brutally assaulting pro wrestler Psycho Stu during a live show, has finally learned his fate in court. And even crazier, Raja has now reacted to his alleged prison sentence, and the way he's handling it is sparking even more debate. We're talking courtroom breakdowns, family drama, fighters chiming in, and Raja himself speaking out about the years of pressure that led to this moment. Some people think it's justice, others think he's being made an example of. But one thing's for sure, the reaction tells us everything about who Raja really is, and whether he's learned a damn thing from one of the ugliest nights in combat sports history. So let's rewind, break this thing down piece by piece, and look at exactly how Raja went from kick streamer to convicted felon, and how he's responding now that his future is looking like it could be locked away behind bars. So first, let's set the stage. Who even is Rampage Jackson? Raja's 25 years old, son of Quinton Rampage Jackson, a UFC Hall of Famer, a guy who built his name on highlight reel slams and legendary knockouts. Rampage is a character, funny, raw, outspoken. But his son Raja, he's not Rampage 2.0. Raja's been chasing the dream of MMA, but with little success. One pro fight, a handful of amateur bouts, but no breakout moments. So instead, Raja's been streaming on Kick, trying to carve his own lane in the wild west of online clout chasing. But unlike his dad, who thrived in the octagon, Raja was drifting. No big fights, no viral moments, no wins, until one disastrous night in California changed all of that, for the worst. So, Knox Pro Wrestling, a school tied to Rikishi and other wrestling veterans, is hosting a small event in Sun Valley. Raja's backstage, live streaming, mingling with wrestlers even though he's not part of the card. Enter Psycho Stu, a respected indie wrestler, a military vet who openly uses wrestling as an outlet to manage his PTSD. In character, he taps Raja on the head with a prop beer can. To the wrestlers, it's harmless fun, a setup for a gag. But to Raja, it's disrespect. He doesn't understand the work. He's an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler. Tensions rise immediately. Raja blows up. Stu apologizes again and again, even shaking hands on camera. For a moment, it seems squashed. But then, AJ Mana, another wrestler, tells Raja, give him a receipt. And for those who don't know, in wrestling, a receipt isn't fake, it's real payback. And that's where the line between performance and reality completely disintegrates. Now here's where it gets chilling. On his kick stream, Raja starts ranting. His chat is egging him on. At first, he says, I won't hurt him too bad, he was drunk. But as minutes pass, his tone changes. He starts promising to make it real. He says, this isn't going to be scripted. I'm dead serious. I'm going to hit him as many times as I can. Watch. At the same time, Rampage himself is streaming. He calls Raja, clowning him for hanging around dudes in booty shorts. That digs in deeper. Then the chat piles on, calling Raja soft, saying he doesn't stand up for himself. You can literally watch Raja unravel on stream, going from calm to angry to full-on premeditated rage. Fast forward, Stu's in the ring, mid-match. Out of nowhere, Raja storms in. And this wasn't pro wrestling, this was a shoot. He scoops Stu up, slams him down head first, MMA style. Stu is out cold instantly, but Raja doesn't stop. He rains down punch after punch, 20 plus shots, on an unconscious man. Stu's mom is in the front row, screaming. The crowd's stunned. Other wrestlers hesitate, thinking maybe it's part of the act, until they realize it's not. By then, Stu's already choking on his blood and broken teeth. It takes multiple wrestlers to drag Raja off. Even then, he tries to break free to keep swinging. The footage goes viral within minutes. This isn't clout, this is carnage. Stu's rushed to the hospital. The injuries? Horrific. Broken facial bones, teeth shattered, severe concussion, memory loss. Doctors say he flatlined for minutes. This wasn't entertainment. This was attempted murder in front of a live audience. And the worst part? Knox Pro continues the match. They actually pin Stu's unconscious body, turning the tragedy into theater while the man is fighting for his life. The outrage is instant. Fans, fighters, wrestlers, everyone's disgusted. Meanwhile, Raja storms out of the venue, still on stream, ranting about being disrespected, about people calling him names, about proving himself. He's pacing the streets, fists bloody, screaming, "You can't mess with me, bro. I don't play that." In his mind, he's standing up for himself. In reality, he's just given prosecutors a gift-wrapped case. Motive, premeditation, and intent. All caught on his own live stream. The MMA community reacts hard. Tim Welch, this isn't wrestling, this is attempted. Kevin Lee, dog gotta go to prison. No excuse. Sean Strickland, life ruining, disgusting. Tom Lawler, Deplorable that they pin Stu afterward. Chael Sonnen at first tries to play contrarian, then admits after backlash. This was straight up premeditated violence. The verdict among fighters is unanimous. Raja crossed a line you can't come back from. So LAPD steps in. They investigate, but at first, people are confused. Why no arrest yet? The reality? They're building the case. They don't just want assault. They want to nail him with attempted. The evidence? Raja's own words. Him saying, "It won't be scripted, I'll hit him as many times as I can." The footage? The hospital records? The intent is clear. And now, the verdict is in. Raja is likely going to be sentenced to prison. And even Rampage Jackson went live last night and stated, the legal side will do what it does, seeming like he knows his son's inevitable fate. The judge lays it out. This wasn't heat of the moment. This wasn't self-defense. This was calculated, reckless, and nearly fatal. Raja's getting years behind bars, it appears. No MMA career, no wrestling career, no streaming, just time. It's the kind of sentence that makes an example out of him, showing that clout chasing and uncontrolled rage have real-world consequences. So how does Raja react? He admits he lost himself that night. Admits he was fueled by anger, by years of feeling overshadowed by his dad, by online trolls, by toxic chats. He says it keeps him up at night. He says he feels regret, guilt, shame. But here's the thing, fans aren't buying it. They point out that Raja only showed regret after the gavel came down, that he's not sorry for Stu, he's sorry for himself, that his reaction is about losing his freedom, not about nearly ending a man's life. Still, you can see it on his face, the moment of realization that everything's gone. And then there's Rampage. For years, he's trolled Raja, belittled him, even joked on stream about saving bail money for him instead of college tuition. Clips show him guillotining Raja during a father-son fight, humiliating him for being vegan, mocking him constantly. Now, those jokes feel haunting. Fans are asking, did Rampage's constant public humiliation push his son over the edge? Rampage reacts to the sentence by saying he loves his son, but many believe he has to take some accountability. And questions remain. Will Rampage step up to support Stu's family, or will he keep it about himself? This isn't just about Raja. This is about the dangerous intersection of combat sports, pro wrestling, and streaming culture. Wrestlers can't let outsiders dictate the show. Promotions can't blur the lines for clout, and fighters can't bring real violence into a scripted world. This case is going to be studied for years as a warning of what happens when ego, clout chasing, and unresolved trauma collide in front of a live audience. So what's next for Raja? His career? Done. Banned from UFC. Blacklisted from wrestling. Streaming account? Toxic. His name? Tarnished forever. His reality now? Years in a cell, reflecting on a night that destroyed not just his own future, but someone else's life too. At the end of the day, Rampage Jackson's reaction to this situation shows us the sad truth. He never truly understood the weight of his actions until push came to shove. He wanted clout. He wanted to prove himself. Instead, he proved his worst critics right. He proved his dad right when Rampage joked he'd end up in jail. And he proved to the world that clout chasing without control doesn't just ruin careers, it ruins lives. Now, we can't end this without talking about Psycho Stu himself, the man at the center of this entire nightmare. After the attack, Stu was in critical care. Broken bones, missing teeth, severe concussion. Doctors said he flatlined, and his family feared the worst. His mother witnessed everything live from the front row. Imagine that trauma. But here's the update. Stu survived. He's responsive now, though his recovery is long and brutal, and he's been open about the pain, not just physically, but emotionally. He's spoken about feeling betrayed, not just by Raja, but by the wrestlers who stood by and didn't step in fast enough. He called them out directly, saying the people who claimed to be his brothers let him down in the moment he needed them most. And as for Raja's response, sources close to Stu say he feels conflicted. On one hand, he knows justice had to be served. On the other, he's still wrestling, no pun intended, with why it even had to come to this. A simple gag, a prop beer can, spiraled into one of the most infamous assaults in wrestling history. At the end of the day, Stu's recovery is a reminder of the real human cost. This wasn't just a viral clip, this was a man's life forever altered. And it's his resilience, not Raja's rage, that should be remembered in the long run. So what do you think? Did Raja deserve the sentence he got? Do you buy his regret, or is it just crocodile tears now that he's locked up? And what about Rampage? Does he share some blame in all this? Drop your thoughts down below. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.